You know that feeling around 2 or 3 in the morning when the world is so quiet it almost hurts. That's when your mind starts playing tricks on you. At least that's what I used to tell myself. See, I have spent most of my adult life working night shifts, security guard, hotel front desk, you name it. And after a while, you stop blaming your mind because the things you see and hear, they are not tricks. Tonight, I am going to tell you 5 stories from my life. 5 nights that changed how I see the Turk. These aren't just scary stories, they are my memories. And sharing them, it's not easy. So turn down the lights, get comfortable, and let me tell you why I am afraid to be alone after midnight. My first story starts at St. Jude's Hospital. I was a cleaner, and honestly, I loved the place. Empty hallways, silent rooms. It was my own little world until I got assigned to the long term coma ward. There was this one patient, Mr. Albrecht. He'd been in a coma for 10 years. The nurses, they had this rule: be quick in room 407. Don't make eye contact. It was just a respect thing. One night, I am mopping his floor. It's dead silent, just the sound of my mop. And then I hear it, a dry, raspy whisper. Thomas. My blood ran cold. That's my name. I spun around, and of course, he is just lying there. Still, not a muscle moved. I convinced myself I was just exhausted, hearing things. But the next night, it happened again. This time, the whisper was right next to my ear, so close I could feel it. It said, Thomas, they're hiding in the walls. That was it for me. I was dead. But on my last night, I brought a little digital recorder. I set it on the beside table, my hands shaking. I'm cleaning, waiting, and just as I am about to leave, it whispers and it, Thomas, look at me. And I don't know why I did it. Maybe I needed to know. So I turned and I looked. His eyes were open, but they were solid black, like pools of oil, and then he smiled. This wide, terrible grin with rows of teeny sharp teeth. I didn't even grab my stuff. I just ran. And as I slammed the door shut, I heard that whisper one last time, laughing now. We see you. I never set foot in that hospital again. You think a hospital is a place of healing, but some things are just sick. After the hospital, I needed something normal, so I got a job at this all-night dinner on a lonely stretch of road. It was exactly what you would picture: coffee, pie, and truckers. It was perfect. Then I met our midnight regular, this guy in a long grey coat. He always sat in booth 3, never said a word, just pointed at the blue plate special, ate without making a sound, and left exact change under his plate. My coworker Brenda pulled me aside one night. She said, Kid, don't look at his face for too long. You will see something wrong. I left it up. But one night, I am pouring his coffee, and he catches reflection in the window. And it wasn't a man. It was this jittery, shifting shadow, all tangled up like a bundle of sticks and hair. I was startled. I dropped the glass pot. It shattered everywhere. When I looked up, he was gone, and on the table where his money should have been was a little pile of dead beetles and a single human tooth. I thought that was the worst of it. I was wrong. The next night, a family comes in. A mom, dad, two kids. They are laughing and they slide right into booth 3. The second they sit down, the laughter just cuts off. All four of them turns their heads and stare right at me. And then, in this flat, creepy, unison voice, they say, "Your section is ours now." I walked out and never went back. And to this day, if I see a lonely diner at night, I wonder what's sitting in booth number 3. My next job was night security at this big, windowless theater building. It was brutally boring. To stay awake, I started reading the old security logs. Notes from the guards before me. Most of it was light bulb out in Holby. But then I found the entries from a guard named Frank. His writing got messy. One entry said, 2:15 a.m. heard crying from the sub-basement. It's a sealed room, checked, nothing. The next night, 2:15 a.m., crying again. Sounds like it's in the walls now. Boss says I'm imagining it. Frank's notes got more desperate. He wrote about seeing tall, skinny shapes on the cameras. His final entry was just one scribbled line. It knows my name. It's using my wife's voice. I think I have to let it in. After that, Frank was gone. Transferred, they said. A few nights later, I am on patrol and my walkie-talkie crackles. And I hear my girlfriend Shara's voice. She sounds scared. "Hey, I am outside the main door. My car died. It's freezing. Can you let me in?" My hand went right to the door release, but then Fran's words echoed in my head. It's using my wife's voice. I looked at the security monitor. The parking lot was completely empty. And then the walkie hissed again, but Shara's voice was gone, replaced by this low, staticky growl. "You should have let me in. Now I am coming in another way." I spent the rest of the night hiding in the security office, listening to that thing scratch at the door. It taught me that the most dangerous intruders don't need to break down the door. They just need to convince you to open it. I needed to get out of buildings, so I took a job at a gas station in the middle of nowhere. My first night, the manager hands me the keys and says, "After 1 a.m., you lock up and only serve people through the night windows. No exceptions." I learned why pretty quick. The late night customers were off. They moved wrong. They paired with weird old money. And I noticed they didn't cast shadows under the bright lights. But the real problem was the payphone. Every single night at 3 on the dot, it would ring. And no one was ever there. One night, my curiosity got the better of me. I answered the phone inside. There was a silence. Then this staticky, broken voice whispered, "We are so cold out here. Let us feel the light." I slammed the phone down. The next night it rings again. I don't answer, but I look outside. The shadows around the gas pumps, they were moving, sliding towards the building like thick black oil. They started pressing against the glass door, and the phone kept ringing. But this time I heard the voice in my head. You were the one locking the door, but locks can break. I looked at the door handle. It started jiggling up and down. They were learning how it worked. In that moment, I wasn't a gas station clerk. I was a guard, and I was about to lose the fort. This last story, this is the one that ended my night shift career for good. I took a job as a caretaker for a radio tower on a remote mountain. Total isolation. My only company was a shortwave radio. That's where I first heard the voice. Just a camp, robotic man, repeating numbers. 4719. I thought it was just some weird spy stuff, harmless. But then things got personal. My tools would be the wrong spot. The door I knew I locked would be open a crack. And the numbers from the radio, they started matching things I saw. 4 crows, 7 steps. It was quad. And it was for me. On my last night, a huge storm knocks out the power. I am in the dark, and my emergency radio blasts on. The voice is there, but it's different, scared. 0921. Help us. And then I heard them, hundreds of whispers, all saying numbers at once. They were on the radio, but they were also in the room with me. I fumbled for my flashlight, my heart in my throat. I shone it around the shack. Nothing. But when I pointed it out the window, my blood froze. Dozens of people were standing in the pouring rain, in a perfect circle around my shack. Their faces were tilted up to the red tower light, and from their mouth came this endless stream of numbers. They were the radio signal. They were trapped. Then the voice cut through all the noise, clear as day, just for me. You have been received. Welcome to the frequency. I woke up on the floor at dawn. I got in my car and drove away. I didn't even call my boss. These stories, they're the reason I work a normal day shift job now. The reason I keep all the lights on at home. I'm telling you this because I want you to understand. The world is different after midnight. It's thinner, and things can slip through. So the next time you are up late and you hear a strange noise in your own house, just remember, the night shift is always happening. You are just not usually on the clock. Be safe.